It is Relic Knights week here on BeastOfWar.com, and we have some fantastic prizes up for grabs. 5 in total. First up, we have 4 two-player starter bundles to give away to get you and a mate into the game. These will include 2 starter factions of your choice with the rules you need to play. We then have our 5th prize, which is a bit of a special one. You will win an expanded 2-player starter bundle, again, of the factions of your choice with the rules you need to play, but on top of that, you will get to work with the design team at Ninja Division to design a brand new miniature for Relic Knights. For your chance to win, get your comments in on any of the themed content this week on Beasts of War, YouTube or Facebook. Stay tuned and enjoy the week. So, hi guys, welcome to Relic Knights week here on Beasts of War. I'm of course joined by John from Ninja Division, and today, who are we having a talk about?
We're going to talk about Doctrine.
Okay, so who are these guys?
So Doctrine are one of the human spheres that operate away from the United Planetary Alliance. They are their own little segment of space made up of aliens and humans that have taken to an entire lifestyle of looking after and trying to discern how it is that the dark space is coming about. Through careful recitation of what you would think of like a mantra, or through different types of magical means. So they think of it very much as an energy source that you can tap. And different than Black Diamond, who looks at it through science, they look at it through a mirror of harnessing a mystical force. And so their entire part of space is made up of all the learning that they can find about this. They look for old artifacts, they look for manuscripts and scrolls, they find anything and everything they can to discover and unlock the power of the dark space. Okay.
So, let's just dive straight into it, because we have some images of the miniatures here. So, who do I want to start with? Let's start here. So, who is this?
So, this is Kisa. So, she was one of the initiates that was part of the university, and she is a Tenarian, so she's a little bit cat and a little bit person. So we have our own like little race of cat people in our universe.
Cool.
She rides a really mighty war mech, which is this massive battle cat, and she is not only a fierce user of Esper magic, but she'll actually dive in and tear things to pieces.
All right, so she's quite happy to get stuck into the fight.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And so I guess in the part of the story where we discover a little bit more about Doctrine, Kisa plays a pretty important part in that discovery.
Okay, cool. Next up, who do we have here?
So this is Delphine, and Delphine is a cute little 8-year-old girl who has been picked up by the initiates because she harnesses an incredible power and affinity toward manipulating Esper. So she is one of the questing knights that are part of this. And the next image I think that you have queued up is probably Ekis. And
I believe this is it, yes?
And that is Ekis, and that is her cipher. So ciphers, strangely, might manifest in ways that are reflective of the amount of power that a character wields.
Okay.
So we think that Delphine has quite a bit of power in her, and her big bestial cipher actually does a lot to sort of keep her out of danger and take care of things for her.
Well, I was just suddenly thinking, you have this, tiny little 8-year-old girl being followed around by a very, very big, bad-looking wolf.
Please notice that all the silk bandages and the bows and the braided hair and the little band-aid for his boo-boos, because, he does get taken care of very well by his master.
Okay. It's a very cute design that you've went for this. It's very, very nice. I really like it, and I love the way you've painted it up. Next up, who do we have here?
This is a librarian. So where different parts of space might use mechanical means or robotic means in order to have some sort of sentient assistance, the Doctrine space actually energizes Esper and Esper crystals and harnesses power in order to animate basically automatons or golems, if you will. And so they serve every type of menial function you can imagine, and especially when going out on some of their treks, they are after fact more academic, so they're not really battle inclined. So having a big guy like this to suck up a bunch of hits for you is actually quite helpful to have. And so some of the more menials might be a librarian like this, or if I can show you some miniatures here.
Yeah, sure.
1 second.
Who do we have?
These would be the Academy Guard. And so the Academy Guard are actually also golems powered by Esper crystals, more like a floating wraith in a suit of armor, if you will. But they're big, massive blades. It really are quite formidable, and they can get around the table quite quickly.
Very cool.
So yeah, they're kind of a nice little unit to have.
I'll assume these are actual students at the university then?
Those are students of the university. These are novitiates, and novitiates are kind of your youngest main line of your basic trooper type. Because in addition to having maybe a military excursion, think of them more for Doctrine like field trips.
Okay.
And so a researcher might drag along a lot of assistants, a lot of young students who are just learning how to harness their Esper
Okay.
in order to take part in that early part of research.
The miniatures are actually really, really nice looking. We then have, I believe this is a character. So who is this?
This is Hasami, and she is also a novitiate, but a character one. Within the school, she's one of the dark and brooding types who likes to sit off in the corner all by herself, but she's very, very powerful, and she's actually formed her wand, which is an issued weapon that's given to you when you start school, into this massive, almost sentient pair of bladed scissors. So we see a bright future for Hasami down the road, but for right now, she's a very powerful character to have running around the field for you, and it's nice to have a little melee support when you're playing the game.
Yeah, very cool. I believe we have one more miniature here. So who is this?
This is Fiametta, and Fiametta has long since left academia and is part of that exploring arm of Doctrine that is out and about on missions regularly looking for new things. And being a very powerful sorcerer means that she can wield a lot of energy to obviously get done what she needs to get done in relative safety. I may not say the same for everybody in her general vicinity, but she's very sparky and likes to light things on fire.
I'm going to assume many AoEs everywhere.
AoEs, absolutely, which in this game are fantastic for also blocking line of sight and movement, which is really a big deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, whenever the game it has such a flow to its movement, yeah, being able to block, lanes of fire, lanes of movement, that's going to start giving you some very nice advantages.
Absolutely.
And lastly, we have the art style for this. It's fantastic. I'll assume this is somewhere actually in the university, yeah?
Oh, well, this isn't the university. No, this is a small Doctrine excursion force led by Kisa. You see Fiametta to the left and some Academy Guard. And on the right, you see a couple novitiates. Looks like they're grabbing an artifact that might have been stowed away, but this is in a pirate hold.
So
they went and found a pirate ship, and they're raiding it for artifacts.
No, they're not raiding it. There has to be some more official term for this.
They're liberating it.
Yes, there we go. For science.
This belongs in a museum. That's what
For
they
science.
say, right? So, for science.
The faction looks really, really great. Overall playstyle, I'm assuming heavy magic use, yeah?
Heavy magic use. They're a little squishy, but they deal a lot of range damage, and they will be the ones who make the most use of transferring, maneuvering, and issuing Esper around the force. So you can really focus pockets of energy, and in some cases even create fonts of energy to draw from in order to cast your magic. So they're very reliable casters, and they're going to have a lot of range damage that they can deal very effectively and efficiently. Outside of that, yeah, they're a real fun force to spring around, and one of our more colorful forces when it comes to having lots of characters and lots of
Well,
named
like
people.
there doesn't seem to be that you would need a uniform paint scheme for this. You could really go nuts on it.
You can have fun with it, yeah. They're just a ratty band of school kids. So,
well, guys, tell you what, drop us a comment below. The Doctrine and the faction for you. We'll see you in the next video.